Hi, this is just a video showing off some of my designs that I've done on our private family Ark server. Thanks to all the YouTubers who've helped me over the months, like giving me ideas and inspiration, showing how things can be done. This is first base we've got, and as you can see it's just coming over here. It's towards the left side of the island. This is only one of our servers. This is kind of our messing around server. We also have more serious servers where we don't use cheats and stuff, but this is just crazy. Now look at this. We built on a waterfall, and as you can see inside the main part there's basically a swimming pool, and it's at the bottom of the waterfall. We have a landing platform here for flyers, pteranodons, whatever. A kind of high up bedroom here, going over the catwalk. It's largely undecorated. Most of these things are. We have some bases which are decorated to some extent and with full facilities. We'll get to that later. This one was an exercise in kind of just doing something a little different and also building on awkward terrain. I like building on awkward terrain, you'll see that later. And you can see down there a bit better the view of the waterfall, and we'll go inside in a minute and have a look. And if I just remember what I was doing here. Okay, you can see the walls there just to the side going down, building off ceilings. So this is ceilings, not foundations, because foundations are kind of quite limited, and if you're on any sort of uneven terrain, it's much better to plop down some pillars like that. There you go, and you see two layers there. Why two layers? If you know a bit about building in Ark, the pillars stick above the first layer. So what you do is you do that first, build a layer with pillars sticking up a bit, and then you build another layer of ceilings on top, and all those horrible sticky out bits are gone. So here we've kind of got a railway, what the hell, railing around the edge, a balcony, whatever you want to call it, and you just saw there kind of a diving board bit. So if we look here, there's a ladder to get up, and you can just jump off like this, and here we go. Yeah, and down into the water. So basically there we go, we've got a nice swimming pool. It's a warm area of the island, so water should be nice for a good bath, and you can take a shower under the waterfall. Took bloody ages, of course, all that stone walls and everything, even with cheats. Took me a good few hours to build this. Use of the what are they called, greenhouse walls to make big windows. It's a nice trick that I discovered of someone. Kind of obvious when you think about it. And so there you go. That's mainly it. Good view from the front here. Typical boxy building. You kind of tend to do that a lot. I should mention no mods at all, by the way. Only with base materials, base game materials. Later on you might see a building where I pulled something in. And here you go, this is the island location, just near a waterfall. Second base is in the south, if I remember rightly. Yep, this is where we actually started, and we had a few bases here over time that we put up and then destroyed. This is kind of a little village, a kind of test village where I throw things together, see what sticks, see what works, doesn't work. There you go, an adobe building, just cheating materials in from Scorched Earth, which we do have now. So this is kind of my first attempt at a hexagon without any kind of information off the internet. That's my son's body. Basically, lots of use of foundations to try and get things to snap. It was an absolute nightmare, but the end effect was quite nice. I'm very kind of pleased with how it came out. You have to duck a bit to get through the door, but it's kind of okay. And then just some basic houses around. This was actually a copy of something somebody gave on the internet, but they had a big door, I just put a small door in. And the kind of idea is you could have 2 levels or something, base, big windows if you want, or just 1 level open up, put a, I don't know, industrial cooker in there or something. Go up to the top and you see another nice trick here. The ramparts, you think, how does he do that maybe? And it's just doorways. Kind of nice and easy. This gives a nice effect. And over there you've got a pier. I like to build boats. I've only got one decent boat at the moment, destroyed another one. But you'll see that later. Kind of just nice place to park up, deep enough water. You see here about the pillars sticking up through the ceilings. Not nice. Anyway, just have a sit, look at the herbivore island in the distance. This is another one I'm quite proud of in a way, because it's just a nice big ropen ranch. I've got some horses here, whether they're called equus or whatever. A little pen there which I could use for breeding baby horses. Kind of a small cabin and a barn. And this was a bit of a pain to build. You can see how I had to fudge things a bit on the ceiling in a minute. Like so, kind of a hay area up top. It would be nice if there was some more hay placeables or something. And just a little wooden cabin. I call it a cowboy ranch. I don't like this. The plants sticking up. Need to do so. I don't know what I can really do about that. And upstairs bedroom area. So not bad. And plenty of stone around here. To be honest, I would have liked a better place, but I like the area. It's kind of not far from the sea, and kind of good views here, and I think a very nice area for a ranch. So this is in the south of the island, southwest. You see quite near to a big lake as well. Rivers around, not bad for resources. Metal not great. No crystal or anything in the area, but it's not a production area. It's just a ranch. Have a look around. There's actually 3 Gigantosauruses not far from here, just over that cliff last time I saw them. Fortunately, they haven't trampled all over my base. And there we go, a pillar in the distance. Okay, so this is the centre of the island, and it's our treehouse base. Kind of a botched attempt. I could have done much better, I feel, here. Again, use of double ceilings to kind of mask unsightly pillars. Now there you go, Pegamastic's taking my elements, annoying things. So quite near the volcano, we actually did play this area seriously for a while. We actually built the base for this treehouse and everything without cheating. It took forever. At the bottom there we had, I don't know, 15 places, what do you call them, foundries or whatever, for producing metal. It was insane. We were running up the mountain all the time and around trying to find metal and crystals for stuff. We built our first scuba gear at this base. It was we were actually not cheating for a long time on this level before we started going crazy. And we did a bit of decoration around here. An otter. I think that my daughter pulled that one in recently. Yeah, so some bedrooms and stuff. Looking around, not too much interesting. A generator there. I was going to put a lift here, but I just never got round to it, and lifts are pains to work with anyway. In the end, since we've cheated now tech equipment and we just fly everywhere. Plus place on the roof for our flyers anyway. So there you go. Quite near the centre. Good location for most things, actually. Especially since up in the mountain you can get crystals. Lots of crystals. A water thing on the top. Yeah, I think I put a toilet downstairs. I don't think I showed you, but there's a toilet there. Okay, this is another base. Totally cheated on this one because it would have took forever without. First, let's have a look over here. We have a boat. My wooden boat was better, but I kind of scrapped it. I was planning on doing another one, but okay. This one's a motorboat actually. You'll see in a minute. Really hit the limit, build limit here. One more item and you know that's it, maximum. Clipping through the terrain there happens. Kind of live with it. See, I called it the Queen Elizabeth II. I had a guide to Queen Elizabeth I at one point. It was just a big floating raft. So you see we've got water here, pipe coming in from the sea. It's close to the swamp, so lots of nasties there. I was planning on building something in the swamp at some point as well. So, you saw there, Fluffy. I've got this habit of calling all my pterodactyls Fluffy. I think up to Fluffy 5 or 6 now on this server. Greenhouse with a variety of crops for my horses. I do have a unicorn here that I cheated in. I wasn't going to walk around trying to find one. There we go, Uni, named after the Dungeons and Dragons unicorn from the cartoon years ago. Oh, Pussycat. Actually got that one legitimately. Up the top there we've got a Tapejara, if that's how you say it, with tech armour. Because everyone likes dinosaurs with frickin' lasers. Quite cool looking. We actually initially planned to use that to get ourselves a quets, and you know, 3 of us flying on it, 2 shooting, 1 flying, and I just ended up doing it myself in tech equipment. Yeah, we've got a generator up here, well down there. Cables are nicely hidden away in the ceiling. I think I was going to have this as a landing location for flyers as well at some point. Many kind of half-finished ideas and projects. Like I say, it serves now really just a test bed. We've got bedrooms. This is mine. Yeah, cool creatures. Getting cheated in. Balcony there. A couple other rooms here for the kids. Self-decorated, I didn't do their rooms. Oh, well, they didn't even do their room. Going back downstairs, I believe. Yeah, so map on the wall shows locations of our bases. And into the right we've got a toilet. Yeah, there we go. Well, you can take a shit in there. Yeah, Star Citizen, eat your heart out. And oh yeah, I was going for a traditional medieval look. Although I think I could have done the towers a lot better, because if you look at proper medieval castles and towers, the towers kind of poke out from the walls a bit, allowing you to fire down at any invaders at the wall. So I kind of messed up here with the towers. If I do something again, I'll definitely incorporate that. Yeah, so we go up the towers, and I'm not sure where I'm going. I'm just taking a look at the top. So again, nice location. The best part about this location is so much flat land. Most of this base is actually foundation. You know, I said build with ceilings most of the time if you're on uneven, but this is so flat. In this whole area there is 1 or 2 ceilings, that's it. The rest is foundations. If you find something like that and there's a bit poking up, you just layer over the top of the foundations with ceilings. Okay, this was my extreme terrain building. I wanted something in the north, in the cold. Kind of always had this crazy idea of doing something like the wall from Game of Thrones, but this is just perched on top of a peak, which we'll see in a minute when I go outside. When I go outside, here we go, and you see how I've had to use pillars to kind of make sure that it, you know, I can actually build something of a reasonable size here. Otherwise I'd be limited to a 2x2 base or something. So underneath the main part there's pillars, and you see use of pillars there. 3 pillars I think on that side. As you know, pillars you can extend out to 2 ceilings width in direction, any direction. There you go, all pillars there, nice and flat. Yeah, this is, okay, the secret lake as it's called. Nothing much here, it's just kind of to have something here, a base if I'm in the region, somewhere I can just stop off. Nothing to craft here, use for crafting or anything. It's just a small cabin with a bed and a lookout tower. Occasionally one of those crocodile things spawn in the lake, otherwise nothing really dangerous around here. A couple of ways in and out, we'll see one of these in a minute. I'll just fly over the cliffs here, down one of the paths. And kids always ask me, where is this base? Where is this base? They can never find it. Kind of funny. Oh, actually, my main entrance is just over this way. We'll fly around. Coming up here. Carnivore Island just over in the distance there. I've been there. It's kind of interesting, but a bit barren. Not much to do over there except kill or be killed. Not that I have to worry about that on this level. We've got a pier here again for parking the ship, and boat and secret base. I'm just showing where to go, and I've got a series of these, as you can see, because actually even when you know where it is, it's very easy to get turned around. Oh look, he wants a bit of me. I'll just run away. So here we go, there we go. Oh, almost got lost, but I saw the sign. Saw the sign. I made sure there's plenty of signs around so I can't get lost. Yeah. Look. Secret base, yep, keep going. Down the path. So atmospheric here, you know, the shadow makes everything, you know, kind of, you'll get a feeling of being in a jungle. And here we go, back to the lake. And that's that for there. Okay, last base maybe? Yeah, well, kind of last base, should say bases. Okay, so here we have what we call the tech pyramid, again using pillars, stuck a layer of foundations at the front, pillars behind with ceilings, and well, as you can see, it's a pyramid, and those corners, we don't really have corner pieces, you can kind of fudge it sometimes, but theoretically I could stick turrets all around there. I started this after we just started cheating on this level, and I just decided to go crazy. We had another base, just a stone and wooden base further over there, back where we're going now. We had some defences and stuff. Most of these creatures came later. We had like maybe half a dozen creatures, dinosaurs, different ones. Plus my son has a fascination with dodos. We had a dodo farm. This is our hatchery. Again, after we started cheating, he's blocking the way. This is meant to be the way in. I think my son stupidly put this one here, so I'll shift this over. We'll take a better look in a minute. Again, we had this pen, but it wasn't a tech pen before we started cheating. It was just a wooden one. Ripped all that down, put up the tech walls, getting absolutely unnecessary. Once you start building, you know, it stops spawns in the area, so the only risk is maybe for the odd wandering monster. Again, D&D reference. Okay, so you see what happens here. They stay up there, and theoretically, if they're parked right, they will lay their eggs. The eggs lay, fall, and drop down to the centre. Unfortunately, due to bugs in Ark, sometimes they fall just through to the floor, and that's where we find most of the eggs. But because it's all on pillars, easy enough to find. It took me quite a while to do this, a lot of thinking and ripping parts down and putting up. I don't like the design, but I think it's kind of just a bit crazy. I didn't even bother doing the ceiling trick here. I wasn't bothered too much about aesthetics. So, you might think maybe this is all for this area, but no, not at all. We'll see in a minute. Okay, Morellatops is not so interesting. We'll just go and have a look at some of the creatures. You'll see in a second our quets, which is kind of mobile base. We haven't done anything with the Brontosaurus yet. Maybe never will. Yeah. You see, kids just love painting creatures and getting loads of them. We've got a few dodos still around here. Quite a few. Here we go, our quets. And what we've got here is 4 auto turrets on the back. It's absolutely murder. It's kind of fun. Just switch on the generator, turrets power up, go for a fly, low flying, and I set them to attack anything, and it just maces everything, absolutely everything. Totally, you know, OP, as it were. Sort of thing I just wouldn't even dream of doing in a real game, even assuming I could be bothered putting in the effort, because it's just too much killer. Okay, so we've got pier there, and look, oh look, Plesiosaurus just lying in our pen. That was my first pen. Well, originally it was made out of wood. We had some dolphins in there. What we've got here? You see the effect under the water? Yeah, tech generator. Let's go and have a look at the underwater base. Again, I could have done a better job with this. It was kind of another experiment. This server is all about experiments. Actually, as you see, I started a pillar there, and I ran out. I can't actually build any more around here. I'm sort of at the limit for this area. So kind of fudge things. Put a raft that can go between, and there's a ladder here. You can climb down to the entrance to the underwater area. We'll just swim down, and we're going to the underground pen here, where there's some creatures. Again, my son was busy collecting animals here, and there's a bit of an airlock here. Here we go, to the right, a foot up, and up we go. And now we're in a breathable area. Nice viewing area up here at the top. This is above a big gate, a big tech gate. You can see there's much more to it. Again, not decorated. Walking around. Now we need to go the other way. I'm confused here, I think. Okay, here we go. And so we've got this big open area where theoretically can put all sorts. And there was another airlock there, just where you could go down. Oh, we've called them monopool things. He's clipping through. Yeah, Ark still has problems with clipping. It probably always will. I don't think they'll ever do anything serious about that. And then we're down in the walls. There's kind of no other rooms here, but an exit at the bottom as well. So did it mainly using foundations in these underwater chambers. Yeah, just move him out of here. And if I remember rightly, that's all I recorded here, more or less. Yeah. We don't play much on this server now. We've moved on to Ragnarok. We've got a good Ragnarok base as well. Just starting out, a few dinosaurs and stuff, but nothing really interesting to show off there. Maybe in the future. So now we'll just go for an aerial look of the base. And there we go.